unique day here. So the Judge, Captain Aaron Judge, obviously staying put, and that had all the, all the trappings of a big day at the stadium. You got Stevie Cohen getting a little rambunctious in the middle of the night. My good God, Tiki, this is baseball lunacy. What's happening, buddy?
Such as the hot stove in Major League Baseball, and teams want to spend money, and owners aren't afraid to spend it. It's been pretty wild the last really 2 weeks. You forget the last day or so with the Mets and Carlos Correa flipping or whatever hell happened out there in San Francisco, and now he's a Met. But the introduction of Aaron Judge, the ascension of the C, not literally, but on his chest, is something that I think we all expected. The fact that Derek Jeter was there, the surprise guest that Susan alluded to, made it even more special. And so it's a big day, good day, I think, for Yankee fans and Yankee organization. However, the team is still not ready to be a World Series champion. They still got work to do, or they need guys to develop into the positions or play to the level that they're paid to play to. Josh Donaldson.
That's right. Listen, I thought Aaron Boone was very good. I thought Hal was fairly interesting when he talked about with Susan, who was doing a great job as well for us here on the Fan. The rotation, happy with that, happy with the bullpen, but still open to more. What more is, I don't know, but I got to tell you, man. I'm jotting stuff down as the presser's going on, and I'm referencing things. Brian Cashman straight up said, quote, Donaldson's definitely our third baseman. Quote.
Yep.
That's not something I wanted to hear.
But it's I get it. I understand the reasoning behind it until they move off of him for whatever reason. Somebody wants an expiring contract. They decide that they have a better option. You say he's your starting third baseman. He's a pretty good glove. You hope that he lives up to whatever his offensive production is supposed to be. I doubt that that's going to happen, but you got to say it. It's because it's the offseason. It's December. It doesn't matter right now. It will matter when they get to camp or spring training, and he's not that player. That's when they have to make a decision.
Listen, I listen for these things, and I'm going to react more to this than you. I don't like the word definitely. I understand that it's largely semantically based, if you will. I get it. You're not going to get on the air and bury him and say he can't hit a fastball, he's done. You got to protect your asset while he's still your asset as you get ready, hopefully, to make a big trade and strengthen this team or do something in left field, whatever. That definitely jumped out. If he just said, hey, Donaldson's our third baseman, he's got a good glove. But when he said definitely, I'm like, oof. Either way, it was an awesome day for Judge, awesome day for the Yankees, and I love the lineage that's there. That you look at these captains, and my captain growing up was Mattingly and Randolph. Mattingly's my all-time favorite, and the best part about this for the young baseball fans, for the young Yankee fans. You've got a guy who, listen, nobody can sit here and guarantee that Judge's body holds up for the duration of the contract, or that he flirts with 500 bombs, or that he even wins a championship. I mean, we can offer some conjecture, but we can't guarantee it. What we can guarantee is that the Yankees invested that C in somebody who, from a character point of view, is absolutely worthy of that honor. It's awesome, and now is go time. You just hope there's a few more reinforcements for the Yankees, but This is a wild time. I mean, we got to incorporate Correa right now. I woke up and said, what? And when I wake up, and I hate that I have to do this, last night, I don't always do it, but I do keep my glasses by my night table, once in a while, right? And I was doing something. I watched the Knicks. By the way, 8 straight for the Knicks. Awesome job by the Knicks. I love it. And I wake up, and my glasses were on my nightstand because of what I was doing before I went to bed. And I pop open my phone, and I just see a flood of Correa, Mets. I'm like, is this even real? Is this a ball sack? Are we getting messed around with here? Nope. Carlos Correa, a Met. And Tiki, I don't think that you can talk about what the Yankees might or might not do the rest of this offseason with incorporating the Correa stuff. And I know it's probably a little repetitive for some, but that's just the way it's got to be. If the Yankees roll back with Donaldson and Hicks, or one of the two, and no upgrades, and the Mets bring in Verlander and Carlos Correa, Yankees have to make another move.
Well, I don't think they have to make another move because of the Mets, because it's not their division. I mean, maybe it's perceptually in the city, and for talking relevance that matters. But I think the Mets had to do this because of the arms race that's happening in the NL East. I mean, obviously the Braves aren't spending a ton of money. They are choosing to develop their own and reward those young kids that are coming into their system. And, maybe they are. I mean, they're ready. It looked like they were ready last year. And we know what the Phillies have done this offseason, really last offseason and now again this offseason. So Stevie Cohen, just to compete in the division and try to win 95 games, against the Braves and the Phillies, you kind of had to go this route. In addition to what's happening across the rest of the NL. So I look at this in two different ways. Yes, obviously it matters what happens in New York City, spending money, putting yourself in position to be the talking point in New York. But it's really for Stevie Cohen. This is about the East. I mean, and the NL, right? Everybody's spending money in the NL. You kind of have to keep pace if you're him. And this big, I mean, they're big right now. $385 million is going to be their payroll. Their luxury tax is likely to be over $100 million. So we're talking damn near $500 million that Stevie Cohen is going to be responsible for with payroll and luxury tax bill this next season. He's clearly all in to try to win this championship that he said was coming to Queens, even though he's only got 2 more years to do it versus his original statement. But it doesn't matter, right? If you're a Yankee, if you're a Met fan, you are extraordinarily excited about what's going down out there with Stevie Cohen.
Oh my God. I mean, it's beyond euphoric at this point. You almost have to still wonder if it's real. I mean, the transformation for the energy, the conviction within the fan base for the Mets.
Yeah.
Just going back right before Cohen took over the team, the Mets always shopping too often in the bargain rack. And I mean, oh my God, to now, it is a complete flip.
Oh no, it's not one of, I think it is the best infield in Major League Baseball, with Correa at third and Lindor and Jeff McNeil won the batting title, and Pete Alonso, who since he's been in the league has led Major League Baseball in home runs. I mean, they are set to have a mashing 2 through whatever 6, and then you're still okay around it because we're not even talking about Marte yet. Where's he in slot into the lineup? So it's just they are stacked, and then that's not even counting the rotation, that's just pretty exciting as well. The Mets on paper have to be the favorite for the World Series right now, even though that doesn't mean anything until you actually start throwing the ball around and making sure guys stay healthy. But this is exactly what you would have wanted if you were a Met fan. Put me in position where there's no weakness. You're not looking at the Mets staff, their position players, and saying, yeah, well, we need to upgrade here. We need this here. You don't need anything right now if you're the Mets.
Well, you can still use the left fielder.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. I mean, honestly, one of these kids, Brett Beatty's going to have to figure out how to play left field.
I think he's played, what I see this morning, I don't know, 30 or 40, 50 games in the outfield.
Yeah.
So, and here's the other thing, too, by the way, Tiki, what this does, and Correa's arrival now allows these young kids, Alvarez and Beatty and Vientos and whomever else is coming. What's the other shortstop?
Mauricio.
I think he won the MVP in the Winter League too. I think I saw a couple days ago. What this does is, this just kind of takes the spotlight away from them.
Yeah, of
even
course.
More.
Dude, they got to learn how to play outfield
and allows them to blend in. If Alvarez goes 1 for 19, which he probably won't, to start with 8 whiffs and he's overmatched, big deal.
Yeah.
You got enough sticks around. You got enough thumb.
Yeah, and again, I don't know. I don't even know what role Alvarez is playing with
DH.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I guess you could throw him at DH, but you think about the left side of this infield. There's no room for a decade. There's no room for 10 years for any of these guys that we're talking about. Who we thought were going to be there. Whether it was Vientos, even though he can play first base as well, he could probably DH. But we're thinking about these third basemen. They're not. These guys, they got to move, man. It's completely changed, or they're trade bait. So the Mets, as crazy as it sounds, and all this talk about the minor league system and the prospects, that's out the window because Stephen Cohen decided to spend a lot of money.
I think the one thing that you can do is you look at it is it pushes a couple of years forward. The one thing, I don't know about the lower levels, but mostly all of the Mets prospects are position players. So what this enables them to do, as Scherzer and Verlander eventually age out, they can theoretically take one of these, 1 or 2 prospects and and just ship it to some middling market that's not going to be able to afford whomever, some stud young pitcher, and they can flip position guys and bring in some horses at the top of the rotate. That's down the road. We don't have to get into the weeds that much, but the bottom line is this: the Yankees. When you're named captain of the Yankees, that is pretty much the greatest honor in baseball. I mean, I can't think of a better one. And from a Mets point of view, you're doing what you said the Yankee fans and the Yankees were doing all these years. You're trying to win a championship by spending a lot of money. Is there anything wrong? Is it okay now? Are you guys okay with this now? I mean, does it bother you now that you're spending all this money trying to win a championship? The answer, of course, is no. But you got on the Yankee fans all those years. Oh, trying to win a championship, trying to buy a championship. Feels good, doesn't it? It feels good. 877-337-6666 is our number. So certainly a unique start to our show. Thanks again to Susan Waldman for handling all the stuff in the Bronx and chatting with Hal and Cash. Oh, I was hoping. I wasn't expecting it, but I was hoping that she was going to say, all right, BT, you got a question for Cashman, don't you? I'm with Cash right now. Oh, yep, Susan got a couple for him. I was on the edge of my seat saying, come on, just let me ask him one question. Come on, Susan, bring me in. But it didn't happen.